Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy George Michael Perez, aka G Mike, and y'all already know what it is. With another episode of the Los Bandoleros Fantasy Football League. It is week 6. Week 5 is in the books, and what a week it was. Before we get into it, follow me on my socials at Twitter at George Mike Perez, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at GMikeMedia_. And if you haven't heard about the podcast that I'm doing, go check it out. It's on all podcast platforms, especially Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's under The G Perspective. Go check it out. It's on YouTube as well. If you want to look at the visual version, you can certainly do that. But yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to check out these week 5 results and these week 6 matchups, and let's get it. All right, let's go. Your first matchup is your boy going up against Jawan. I put up 142.40 points. Golly, my team went off. Boy, Jawan's team shit the bed. Yeah, they didn't really do that much. He had a few players that did something, but he put up 92.46. Let's look at my team right quick. Woo, Leonard Fournette, 35.90 points, 83 reception yards, 1 rush TD, 10 receptions. Boy went off. And I had a couple of my receivers go off too. Derrick Henry was another running back of mine that went off. 102 rush yards, 2 rush TDs. Sheesh. And then looking at Jawan, he had Jalen Hurts and Cooper Kupp go off. That's going to be a given. That's probably going to be week to week. And finally, ETN finally did something. 71 rush yards. He put up 14 fantasy points. But everyone else did not do well. Darren Waller, he got an injury in his hamstring in the beginning of the game on Monday night, so I put him out the whole game. We'll check out the benches right quick. If I would have put Michael Carter in for Hunter Renfrow, it would have gave me that many more points. I would have hit the 150 mark. But for Jawan, if you would have put Walker in, it would have helped him out, but it wouldn't be enough to beat me. Jawan put up 19.30 bench points. I put up 41.40 bench points. I improved to 4-1, third place. Jawan drops down to 2-3, and he goes to 7th place. All right, next matchup is Jose. He put up 99.06 points. Against Adonis, aka Crypto Wolf, put up 139.74 points. His team went off as well. I think he was the second highest points that he put up this week. Jose's team, Jared Goff, did not do nothing compared to the other weeks that he's been doing average, above average. But this week, the Detroit Lions did not put up any points at all. So Jared Goff shit the bed there. Stephon Diggs doing what he does. David Montgomery finally came back and he put up 18 fantasy points. So that was good. But Adonis' team went off. Mike Williams, Tyler Lockett, and Travis Kelce. Wow. 22 points or more between the three of them. Travis Kelce had 4 reception TDs. Boy went off. It's probably a career night for him, but who knows? Travis Kelce still the man, always will be. And then obviously Saquon Barkley doing his thing. We check out the benches right quick. If Jose would have put Allen Lazard or Tony Pollard for some replacements here, he probably would have put up maybe 115 points, but it wouldn't be enough to beat Adonis. His team just went off. Adonis's bench did good too, so if he would have switched some players out here and there, he still would have won by so much more, especially putting Monster in with 113 rush yards. Crazy. Adonis scored 70.32 bench points, Jose 45.60 bench points. Jose drops down to 8th place, 2-3. Adonis improves to 2nd place, 4-1. All right, third matchup here, we got the reigning champ, Steve, with 131.38 points going up against the rookie Gio, 110.58 points. Tough way to start the year, rookie. But Steve, Patrick Mahomes leading the way, of course, putting 30 fantasy points. Mark Andrews doing his thing as well. But you had Stevenson, the New England backup running back, came in because Damian Harris went out. He put up 161 rush yards, 2 receptions, 14 reception yards. And then Gio's team, he had 2 players They gave him a goose egg. Chase Edmonds might as well gave him a goose egg. That's tough. 3 players that did not even put up one single point is going to be rough for you, no doubt. Devontae Adams did his thing, 124 reception yards, 2 reception TDs on 3 receptions, put up 27.40 fantasy points, and then Dalvin Cook doing his thing as well. But again, if you have 3 players that put up goose eggs, it's going to be tough for you. Steve, if you would have put in New England's defense, would have helped you out a little more, but San Francisco's defense did his thing. Gio, no matter who you would have switched around, you still would have lost this week with those goose eggs. Gio's team, his bench put up 38.60 points. Steve's 47.40 points. Steve improves to 2-3, 6th place. Gio drops down to 1-4, and he's in 11th place. All right, next matchup here, we got Fabi, a.k.a. The Legend, putting up 139.86 points, going up against Johnny, a.k.a. the hottest rapper out of Miami, 71.84 points. Yikes. Might have been the lowest scoring team this week. But we'll look at Fabi's team. Josh Allen went off, traded for him this past week. Bryce Hall, he traded for him as well. Both of them went off for him, and then he traded for Gabe Davis as well, put up 32.10 fantasy points, 171 reception yards, 2 reception TDs on 3 receptions. So those 3 players he traded for, they went off for him, so that was a good trade for him. Johnny's team, shitting the bed, man. Shitting the bed. Johnny is looking bad for you, man. But Trevor Lawrence only put up 10 points. You got 2 out. It's going to be tough. Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, they had decent games, but it wasn't good enough to put Johnny over the hump. We'll look at the bench here. Bobby, if you would have put in your tight end, he would have given you that much more. Njoku, he would have given you that much more points. But Johnny, no matter who you subbed in and who subbed out, you were getting this L this week. Johnny put up 26.80 bench points. Bobby put up 41.60 bench points. Bobby improves to 2-3, 5th place. Johnny drops down to 2-3 and 9th place. All right, next matchup here, we got George, a.k.a. Losing Hurts. And if you see losing is still hurting. That boy put up 94.66 points. And then going up against Ernie, put up 104.58 points. George's team, Russell Wilson, fucking terrible year that Russell Wilson is having. Who would have known with this dynamic offense that the Broncos has? But he only put up 9 points, barely hit 10. McCaffrey doing his thing. You know, you got Dameon Pierce at the flex doing his thing as well. But Ernie just overcome this. He won by 10 points. He had Alvin Kamara finally come back after injury and doing his thing. Jamar Chase and Mike Evans putting up decent numbers. The tight end out of Philly doing his thing, 95 reception yards, 8 receptions. But if George would have subbed in Carson Wentz for Russell Wilson and Wilson Jr., the running back out of San Francisco, for James Robinson, he would have won this week. He would have beat Ernie. But if Ernie would have put in Jacoby Myers in for Jalen Waddle, he would have had that much more. He would have had like 100 and almost 120 points. So that would have put him up there as well. But George, you still had a chance. Like I tell you, you have a chance week to week. It's just the lineup setups. George scored 87.70 bench points. So yeah, if you would have subbed in a couple players, he would have won. Ernie, 50.30 bench points. That's good as well. George drops down to 0-5, last place in the league. Yikes. Ernie improves to 4-1, and he's in 4th place in the league. All right, last matchup here. We got the undefeated King Tricky, a.k.a. Dicky, with 5-0 after this week. 137.46 points he put up, going up against Kevin. 108.54 points. Tricky's team going off like usual. Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler both put up 30 plus. Marquise Brown, he's been having a wonderful year, putting up 21.80 points. Everyone else didn't really have a good week. Even Lamar Jackson took a step back this week, playing against a tough divisional defense, but it gave him enough to win. Kevin's team, you got Justin Jefferson and Nick Chubb doing their thing like always. Kareem Hunt having a good game, and then everybody else kind of shit the bed on that. Even Justin Herbert took a step back too. He has that rib injury, so it's going to be tough for him all year. Now we check out the benches right quick. Kirk Cousins, if Tricky would have put in Kirk Cousins for Lamar Jackson, it would have given that much more fantasy points. But if Kevin would have put in Amari Cooper, maybe for Zay Jones, I wouldn't say he would have won, but he would have been maybe behind like 8 points. Yeah, so no matter what Kevin did, he was going to lose this week. But both their benches kind of scored the same. Kevin, 45.80 points. Tricky, 45.84 points. So only 0.04 points. The Tricky scored more on his bench. Tricky is the only undefeated person in the league. 5-0, first place. Kevin drops down to 2-3, and he's in 10th place. All right, so now we check out the week 6 matchups. It's myself going against the undefeated king, and we got a little wager on that one. We got Jose going up against Fabi, aka the legend. Steve, the reigning champ, going up against Ernie. We got the back-to-back champion a few years ago, Joanne, going up against the defeated George, aka Losing Hurts. Hopefully he gets his first win this week. The rookie Gio going up against Johnny, the hottest rapper out of Miami. And we got Adonis, aka Crypto Wolf, going up against Kev. So that's going to be the week 6 matchups. We'll check in the standings right quick. Tricky 1, Adonis 2, I'm 3, your boy. At 4, Ernie. 5, Bobby, aka the legend. 6, the reigning champ Steve. 7, Joanne. 8, Jose. 9, Johnny. 10, Kev. 11, the rookie. And then 12, George with 0 and 5. All right, so that was the week 5 results. Your boys in 3rd place, 4-1, right behind Adonis and Trick. And I played Trick this week, so hopefully I give him his first L, baby. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can follow me on my socials, man, at Twitter at George Mike Perez, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at GMikeMedia_. YouTube is where these episodes are going to be playing at. And then if you haven't heard the podcast that I'm doing all about sports, it's on all podcast platforms under the G Perspective. So go click the subscribe button. Go leave some reviews, some comments, whatever you want to say. Leave some 5-star reviews, baby. Come on, hook it up for your boy. But yeah, we out of here. Next week, we're coming up with the week 6 results and the week 7 matchups. Let's go. Let's get it.